Hi everyone, it's me, Aneka, from Made to Sew. I wanted to pop on here to let you know about a podcast that I think you might be interested in. I was contacted by the team at 99% Invisible a couple of months ago regarding a podcast called Articles of Interest. Now, this podcast has finished. It finished a couple of weeks ago, but obviously all of the episodes are now available for you to watch. I had hoped to film this earlier, but I think it's a good thing because it's allowed me to go and listen to a couple of the episodes, which I loved, and therefore I feel I can share it with you and, give you a good suggestion of a podcast to go and listen to. Just to let you know that this little video is not sponsored at all. It's simply something that I'm happy to share because if it's of interest to me, then I hope that it will be of interest to you, and I'm more than happy to support other people. Now, the podcast, there are 6 episodes presented by a lady called Avery Trufelman. The first one is about children's wear. Then I believe it's about plaid, then pockets, then denim, then Hawaiian shirts, and also punk. I may have got the order mixed up slightly. I'll give you a little read as to what the press release says about the podcast. Articles of Interest will delve into the intersection of clothes, society, and design. Through a design lens, the series will explore such things as the connection between the rise of casual wear and Hawaiian shirts, the environmental impacts of denim, and how gender constructs gave women's wear little pocket space. So I've watched 3 of these podcasts so far. I watched the one on denim, the one on pockets, and the one on plaid. And I found them to be really informative and interesting. Pockets was great because if you sew and you like to make things for yourself, one of the things my customers always say to me is, please can I have more pockets in this garment? I want more pockets. And it was really interesting to learn why women's wear products don't have the same amount of pockets as men's wear do, and how women used to wear basically bags underneath their garments as pockets, and how these were beautifully embellished and detailed. That was fascinating. And also how men's wear had so many pockets. And I think they said in the podcast that in the 1940s, a men's garment had like 24 pockets, which is just crazy. I also really enjoyed the one about plaid. Obviously, plaid comes from tartan, and it was really interesting to know that plaid or tartan was banned in Scotland for 35 years, which I did not know. That was really, really interesting. But I think my favourite podcast of the 3 that I've listened to so far was the one about denim. I've always been interested in denim, partly because I worked for Levi Strauss, and you will hear historians and people that work for Levi Strauss talking on the podcast, which was really interesting for me. And the biggest thing I sort of took from that was actually, what the fashion industry is doing to the environment and things, and how, so many people wear jeans. I think they said in the podcast that half of the world's population at any one time will be wearing denim jeans or denim, and that each American, they said, owns an average of 7 pairs of jeans, which is crazy numbers. To think then that they're suggesting that, or they're not suggesting, these are facts, that denim has to be washed so many times, so it uses up so much water. Indigo is now basically a toxic dye, and the sort of process of creating denim and creating jeans is just not good for the environment, like many other fashion garments. And I just think that really sort of pulled a chord with me, because at the moment there's a lot of interest in terms of sustainability, trying to, not move away from fast fashion, which is where sewing comes in. So I was really, really interested in the denim story. Even them talking about how jeans aren't really made from cotton, or not 100% cotton anymore. They are also made from polyester, nylon, lycra, which is basically plastic. And what I didn't know that I listened to in the podcast was that they were saying that plastic can basically revert back to its original state, or it attempts to revert back to its original state, either as a liquid or a gas, and basically it just doesn't age well. So we've got all these garments that we just don't know how they're going to age over time. Whereas in the podcast, they were talking about a pair of cotton original denim jeans, Levi Strauss, that were from like the 1800s. So really, really interesting podcast. I would highly recommend it. I am going to go and listen to the other 3 episodes. So let me know if you listen to it and what you think. I hope that you don't mind me giving you this recommendation. I just felt that if it's something that I'm interested in and I've enjoyed it, hopefully you will too. Thank you for watching and see you soon.